Dust swirls through the cold mountain air, carried by a distant roar. The grizzly moves like a storm. Power, precision, and instinct working as one. Every motion is measured in this unforgiving game of survival. Here, only the determined can endure the wild's unrelenting test. This is more than a hunt. It's the story of dominance, resilience, and the will to survive. In the wild, territory is a priceless asset. For the grizzly bear, it is not only shelter, but also a land of food, travel corridors, and chances for reproduction. When two adults encounter each other in the same area, tension often rises from the very first moment. The confrontation begins with warning signals, standing tall, echoing roars, or circling slowly around the rival. This is how they measure strength before engaging directly. If neither yields, the dispute turns into a true test of endurance. Powerful shoves, resonant calls, and the clash of heavy bodies are ways the bears assert control. The standoff can last, demanding both stamina and determination. The one with greater experience and vigor gains the upper hand, while the weaker must retreat to avoid harm. When the dust settles, the land returns to silence, yet the marks of conflict remain pressed into the ground. The outcome decides not only who rules the territory, but also reinforces an eternal law. In nature, ownership of land is the key to survival and the continuation of life. The grizzly bear is one of North America's iconic predators, weighing up to 750 to 800 pounds and standing more than 6 feet tall when upright. Its thick brown-gray coat allows it to endure freezing winters as well as harsh summers. Beneath that fur lies a dense mass of muscle, giving it the strength to climb steep slopes, swim across icy rivers, and travel miles over rugged terrain. What makes the grizzly remarkable is not only its appearance. Its sense of smell is many times stronger than that of humans, capable of detecting scents from miles away. With bursts of speed reaching 35 miles per hour, it is a formidable presence despite its massive frame. Its endurance and persistence allow it to track and pursue for long periods without tiring. The bear's diet is astonishingly varied, ranging from berries, roots, and honeybees to migrating salmon and even large animals when the chance arises. This adaptability enables grizzlies to thrive across ecosystems, from the forests of Alaska and valley grasslands to the slopes of the Rocky Mountains. Yet the grizzly is more than a predator. It plays a vital role in maintaining balance within nature. By spreading seeds through its droppings, regulating herbivore numbers, and influencing the behavior of other species, the grizzly helps shape the ecosystems it inhabits. Thus, it is not simply a survivor, but a keystone presence in the wild. When summer arrives, the rivers of Alaska and the North American coast turn into life or death passageways for millions of salmon. It is also the season when grizzly bears gather in great numbers, as the energy from these fish determines their survival through the long winter. Bears often choose strategic spots near waterfalls, where the powerful current forces salmon to leap upward. With a swift movement, a massive paw can pull a fish from the rushing water. Mother bears often guide their cubs to the shallow edges, where they feed while passing on vital skills to the next generation. Salmon provide a rich source of nourishment, each weighing 5 to 10 pounds and packed with thousands of calories in protein and fat. This nutrition allows the bears to store fat beneath their skin, building insulation and reserves for hibernation. Throughout the season, a single adult may consume hundreds of salmon, creating an immense stockpile to endure months of scarcity. Within this scene, salmon complete their cycle of reproduction, while bears gather the energy to face the harsh trials ahead. It is a harmony of two rhythms, one ending, one beginning, sustaining the fragile balance of nature. In the forested highlands, grizzlies and wolves sometimes converge on the same source of food. Conflict arises not from the act of hunting itself, but from the need to share the same territory. Wolves rely on numbers and seamless coordination, while the bear stands alone with strength and resolve. The pack circles, constantly moving to distract and pressure with collective unity. The grizzly does not rush. It holds its ground, turning step by step to maintain control. Its massive frame becomes a living wall, difficult for the wolves to break through. In many encounters, the bear holds the advantage with sheer power. Yet there are times when wolves prevail, claiming a share through overwhelming numbers and precise strategy. This rivalry reflects a natural law. Survival favors not only the strongest, but also those who master the force of unity or the endurance to stand firm. In the vast forests and valleys, deer are often among the familiar targets of the grizzly bear. With long legs and impressive speed, deer have an advantage, yet escaping a creature of persistence and sudden power is never easy. For a mother bear raising cubs, the pressure to secure food becomes even more urgent. A hunt often begins in silence, as the bear picks up a faint scent carried on the wind. It follows each trace, moving quietly before bursting forward without warning. Hundreds of pounds of weight combined with wind-like speed turn the chase into a breathless scene. Deer attempt to slip into steep slopes or dense woods, but a single misstep can erase their advantage. The final moment passes swiftly, and the forest returns to its natural calm, with only footprints pressed into the soft ground. For the grizzly, the prize is more than a meal. It is a statement of position within the harsh rhythm of survival, where instinct and adaptation decide the outcome of life. As winter ends, the grizzly awakens in hunger after months of depleted energy. Damp spring forests and newly revived grasslands become the places to find its first meals. This is the stage when it must quickly restore strength to rebalance its body. Common targets during this time include large animals such as moose or caribou. They provide rich nourishment, enough to replace the fat reserves that were consumed. The hunt is often fierce but brief, as the grizzly knows how to seize each moment for success. Rather than a prolonged struggle, it relies on explosive power to overwhelm its prey. At times, younger or less experienced individuals separated from the herd become the priority, as the chance of success is higher. After each victory, the bear may consume dozens of pounds of meat, precious energy to continue its survival journey. That moment reaffirms an unchanging law. After the long sleep, the grizzly returns with primal strength, ready to face the new challenges of the wild. Winters in North America are long, with temperatures often dropping below 0 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the season when grizzly bears enter hibernation, lasting for several months. Beforehand, they build up a thick layer of fat from the abundant food of summer and fall. That layer serves both as energy storage and insulation to keep the body warm during long periods without feeding. For 5 to 7 months, the bear eats little to nothing, drinks nothing, and moves very little. Its heartbeat and metabolism slow down, placing the body into an extreme state of conservation. Remarkably, females may even give birth during this time. Newborn cubs weigh barely a pound, sheltered in the warmth of a snowy den, nursing on rich milk to grow. Hibernation is not simply peaceful rest, but a sophisticated survival strategy. It allows the bear to endure the harsh months when food is scarce, while preserving the strength needed for spring. When the ice melts, the grizzly steps out, carrying renewed vitality and ready for another cycle of survival. The river may appear calm, yet beneath the surface, drifting fins conceal hidden danger. Piranhas, renowned for their instinct to hunt in groups, turn these waters into a perfect trap, where few creatures can escape once they stray inside. Some believe the stories about them are exaggerated, but nature always finds a way to prove otherwise. Now, step into the world where piranhas reveal their true strength, in moments that make the entire river feel fearsome. When the rainy season sweeps across the Lani region, river levels rise, carrying powerful currents. Piranhas drift with the flow, widening their search for food. High above, flocks of great white herons build nests in the few dry places left, but their young remain vulnerable. A single fall into the water can turn that fragility into an opportunity for predators. Nature equips piranhas with senses nearly as sharp as sharks. They can detect traces in the water, even when the signals are faint. The struggle of a helpless creature becomes a clear call, drawing the school together. In moments, the river's calm surface erupts into turbulence, closing the fate of the one that slipped. Piranhas, freshwater fish famous across South America, have long stood as symbols of ferocity beneath the surface. Measuring about 12 to 18 inches in length and weighing around 2 to 5 pounds, they are found in great numbers in major rivers like the Amazon, Orinoco, and Piranha. Among more than 30 recorded species, the red-bellied piranha is known for its aggressiveness, while the black piranha holds a record bite force over 30 times its body weight, the strongest among vertebrates. In truth, they do not spend most of their time in frenzied hunts, as movies often suggest. Piranhas play an essential cleanup role in the ecosystem, feeding on sick fish, insects, or drifting animal remains. When they gather in schools, this is often a defensive reaction or an opportunistic move rather than a carefully organized attack. Encounters with humans are rare, usually happening only when food is scarce or the environment is disturbed. In popular culture, they are branded as the assassins of the Amazon. Yet behind that reputation lies a fish that quietly helps maintain ecological balance, a role less often recognized. In the murky waters of South America, the anaconda is often seen as the ruler of the swamps. But when a young one attempts to cross a river bend, it enters a realm where strength is not measured by size, but by numbers. A school of red-bellied piranhas surges forward, turning scattered motion into a coordinated whirl. Each charge is not only instinct, but the combined force of dozens of small bodies working together. The python, accustomed to overpowering large prey, now finds the very water working against it. In the wild, power is never absolute. It shifts with time, place, and the fragile balance of the environment. In the wild, catfish are known for their thick skin and resilience, often standing as tough opponents underwater. Yet when a solitary catfish finds itself confined with a school of red-bellied piranhas, that advantage nearly disappears. At first, it moves slowly, trying to remain calm. But the tight space fuels every flick of its body, stirring the fish around it, turning the small pool into a storm driven by instinct. Layer upon layer of fins swirl, clinging to the target as its strength begins to fade. When the struggle ends, the surface grows still again. This scene reveals that even the hardiest species can lose their edge when the environment shifts. In the world of piranhas, a narrow space can turn a resilient creature into vulnerable prey. In the world of piranhas, living in schools comes with intense competition. When food runs scarce or tension rises, the unwritten rules within the group can quickly collapse. A weak or injured individual may suddenly become the center of attention. This moment reveals a biological truth. Cannibalism is not only driven by hunger, but also acts as a mechanism of natural selection. Removing weaker members helps the school stay agile and lowers the risk of spreading disease. Piranhas possess a measured bite force of about 70 pounds per square inch, comparable to a steel clamp, allowing them to handle prey with remarkable precision for a freshwater fish. This explains why, even within their own ranks, survival instinct always comes first, and unity lasts only as long as each individual remains strong. In a sudden moment, a frog slips into the water where a school of piranhas lies hidden. At first, the river's surface remains still, but that calm is only the prelude to chaos. The frog thrashes desperately, its legs striking in the narrow space, yet every effort only stirs the hunting instinct further. More and more piranhas appear, moving in unison like a natural machine working with precision. Within moments, the unlucky creature vanishes beneath the surface, leaving behind a river that slowly returns to quiet. According to freshwater ecologists, this frenzy is in fact a survival strategy. By concentrating their attack swiftly and together, piranhas reduce risks to each individual while making the most of limited energy in a harsh environment. It is a vivid example of adaptation, where speed and coordination become the keys to survival. In the Pantanal of Brazil, caimans usually sit at the top of the food chain. But when one grows weak or falls, that order changes instantly. A school of piranhas quickly gathers around the massive body, turning the quiet water into a communal feast. This behavior may appear fierce, yet it functions as a natural cleaning system of the rivers. Much like vultures on land, piranhas clear away animal remains, limiting disease and returning nutrients to the environment. It shows that even the harshest scenes serve a purpose of balance. In nature, the end of one life becomes the source of survival for many others. In the murky waters of the Amazon, a carp suddenly becomes the center of attention. Its presence is quickly detected by a school of red-bellied piranhas, not through sight, but through their ability to sense subtle vibrations in the water. The carp twists and turns, using its fins to keep pace, yet every movement only sends out more signals to the hunters. The piranhas close in with precision, surrounding their target from multiple directions. Turning the strength of numbers into an overwhelming force. In this unforgiving cycle of the river, even a small mistake can transform a free swimmer into a vulnerable victim. In the wild, piranhas feed mainly on small fish, insects, and plants. But when kept in tanks, limited space and scarce food often spark conflict, sometimes even turning them against weaker members of their own kind, something rarely seen in the open rivers. Experiments also highlight their instant reaction. When a mouse body was dropped into a tank, the school hesitated at first, but within seconds the water turned into a spinning whirl. On Brazil's rivers, a similar sight occurs. A single piece of food falling into the water can trigger hundreds of piranhas to rush in at once. The contrast between captivity and the wild emphasizes one point. Piranhas are not only fierce, but highly adaptable to circumstance. Whether in cramped tanks or vast rivers, their strength lies in speed, coordination, and the ability to turn fleeting moments into survival advantage. In a confined tank, the encounter between a piranha school and an eel unfolds with tension. The eel twists and darts in panic, trying to hide, yet its frantic moves only ignite the collective instinct of the piranhas. Just a few dozen are enough to form a tight circle, making every attempt at escape useless. They surge like a storm, coordinating each motion. Rapid strikes turn the surface into a swirling vortex of chaos. Within moments, the struggling eel fades from view, leaving the water slowly calm again after the frenzy. For piranhas, speed, numbers, and unity are the ultimate advantage, turning any intruder into the next link in nature's harsh cycle. Across the dry savanna, where the sun scorches every layer of golden grass, the ruler faces an unexpected challenge. The lion, long a symbol of strength, now stands before an opponent that will not yield easily. A moment of dominance quickly turns into a tense struggle for control. Who will keep the upper hand, and who will fade into the endless sea of grass? In this game of survival, even the mightiest can be shaken. In the tangled thickets at the edge of the grasslands, a warthog quietly digs for food with her young by her side. Smaller in size compared to a lion, she carries within her a fierce maternal will. When her offspring are threatened, She is no longer a creature that flees. She becomes a fearless defender. A lioness bursts from the tall grass, aiming straight for the young still clinging close to their mother. But in an instant, the warthog turns, charging head-on toward the predator. Her curved tusks are not just tools of defense, they are a powerful declaration that her young will not be taken so easily. The struggle unfolds with gripping tension. Accustomed to overpowering others, the lioness falters before this determined resistance. Each thrust, each forward push from the mother warthog carries the raw strength of maternal instinct, an energy unlike any other. Forced back, the predator yields space, leaving a clear path for mother and young to escape unharmed. In the wild, a mother's will is an unbreakable shield, so powerful that even a lion must sometimes step aside. Amid the deep green grasslands, the horse antelope stands with long, backward curving horns, sharp as blades. For lions, it is a perilous target. Any direct attack risks a heavy price, as a single sweep of those horns can drive even the boldest predator back. Instinct guides the lion to approach from behind, where danger seems less severe. Yet even then, the chance of success remains low. The horse antelope is agile and ready to pivot, turning the assault into a dangerous face-to-face clash. To bring down such prey, lions must act in tight coordination, one to distract, others to press from the rear. At times, the horse antelope's fierce resistance forces the pride to retreat. Powerful thrusts of its curved horns carve out space for an escape. On the savanna, this paradox often plays out, the hunted becoming the very force that predators hesitate to confront. This encounter affirms a lasting truth. In nature, strength in numbers does not always guarantee victory. Willpower, combined with natural defenses, can tip the balance of power in an instant. Across the open savanna, the wildebeest is famed for its endurance during migration. Yet few expect its sudden burst of speed when cornered. The chase begins in a breathless pursuit. Ahead, several lions block the path, as if the trap has already closed. But in a life-or-death instant, the prey leaps high, soaring past the blockade, escaping in a spectacular burst of survival. Unwilling to give up, the pride launches a second assault. Lionesses close in quickly, appearing to have seized control. The wildebeest falters, as though trapped within their reach. But with the end near, its hidden strength erupts. Driven by an unyielding will to survive, it surges upward, unleashing its defense. Its horns, its most formidable weapon, suddenly catch a lion's leg, breaking the predator's momentum and forcing hesitation. The counterattack doesn't stop there. With another powerful thrust, the wildebeest lifts the lion off the ground. These horns, shaped by nature for protection, now release their full force. Thrown off balance, the predator cannot regain control. Only when it slips free from the horns does it scramble away to safety. This clash is vivid proof. When pressed to the edge, the drive to survive can tip the balance. And in nature's circle of balance, life always finds a way to defend itself. Under the bright savanna sun, zebras often move in large herds, becoming familiar targets for lions. Yet behind their calm appearance lies a hidden weapon, the powerful force of their hind legs. When pushed to the edge of survival, this defense can shift the balance. A lioness chases a zebra mother and her young, finally seizing the foal. It seems the hunt is under control, until the mother turns back. With a sudden strike, her hind legs lash out, landing a forceful kick against the predator. The sharp sound cuts through the air, halting the lioness in stunned hesitation, her dominance slipping away. The zebra does not stop there. At times, it also uses strong jaws to resist fiercely. The lion tries to maintain its grip, but each counterattack leaves it more unsettled and weakened. Against such steady defiance, the hunter's resolve wanes until it finally releases its hold. Survival is won through every ounce of strength nature has given. These counterattacks not only save the zebra, but remind us that even rulers of the wild must tread carefully. Endurance is not only in the speed of flight, but in the will and the power to turn simple defenses into formidable weapons. In the wild canvas of Africa, the buffalo rises like a living fortress. Weighing up to 1,500 pounds, with horns curved like spears, they carry the strength of the entire herd. When a lion charges, believing each leap holds the advantage, the real battle begins. At first, the predator relies on speed and surprise. A sudden rush, muscles surging with energy, all aimed at a buffalo separated from the herd. But the response comes like a wave. The herd pivots, pressing together to form a solid wall of defense. Each forceful thrust echoes like a drumbeat, shaking the lion from its upper hand. At times, a lion clings stubbornly to its target, ignoring the danger closing in. Yet the buffalo's weight and the synchronized strength of the herd turn the struggle against it. Observers have often seen lions lifted off the ground, dust exploding into the air, the attack forced to halt in a moment of stunned reversal. These setbacks slow the pursuit and remind the hunter of pride's fragile limits. Even so, a lion's instinct does not release easily. Some persist until the very end, as if to prove a pride that refuses to yield. But nature balances itself. Greater risks bring heavier costs. Through unity, the buffalo has become a symbol of resistance, forcing even top predators to show caution. In the relentless rhythm of survival, this clash speaks clearly. Buffalo are not mere prey. They are a counterweight, a reminder that power in the wild is never absolute. Beneath waves that seem calm lies a vast arena where predators move to the ocean's own rhythm. At the very top of that order stands not the great white shark, but a more formidable force, the orca. They rely not only on strength, but on intelligence, coordination, and remarkable adaptability to guide each encounter. Every pursuit and every synchronized move unfolds like a perfectly staged performance beneath the surface. For them, hunting is more than survival. It is the art of mastering the sea. And now you stand before the doorway to a world shaped by the ocean's greatest tacticians. In the marine world, few journeys are as demanding as the gray whale migration. Each year, they travel more than 10,000 miles, from the Arctic's icy waters down to the warm lagoons of Baja California. Along the way, steadfast mothers stay close, guarding their calves, the ocean's most delicate gifts. But the greatest danger does not come from storms or cold currents. It comes from an intelligent, persistent opponent, the orca. They do not rush the hunt. Instead, the pod works in teams, constantly trying to separate the calf from its mother's shield. Long, carefully timed rounds of pressure slowly drain the youngster's energy. This is not just a chase. It is a strategy designed to wear down an opponent. At times, more than 20 orcas unite to surround a single mother and calf pair. The surface erupts into white spray, with heavy tail slaps and the steady cadence of the pursuers. Roles are divided. Some disrupt, some distract, and others press the weak spots. Against that coordination, even a massive adult gray whale struggles to hold its ground. When the sea grows quiet again, only fading whirlpools remain. In these waters, endurance and teamwork can overcome sheer size. Orcas show that they are not only hunters, but natural strategists of the ocean. In the warm eastern Pacific, another test awaits the orca, the dolphin. Agile, quick-witted, and tireless, dolphins are a tough challenge for any hunter. They surge ahead at blistering speed, pivot in an instant, and operate as a tight unit. Yet orcas, with superior insight and power, have found ways to take control. Instead of a solo chase, the pod splits into small teams, tightening the ring layer by layer. Some individuals launch above the surface, sometimes up to 20 feet, to cut off escape routes. These leaps are not just for show. They are strategic moves that push the dolphins into a tough position. When one member of the dolphin pod loses pace and reaches its limit, the circle closes quickly, and the pursuit ends in a flash. What makes orcas stand out is not only the result. After they have fed, they often take time to play, leaping and breaching in bursts that feel like a festival on the waves. It is a rare glimpse of family bonds, shared joy, and community spirit within a powerful ocean hunter. Even so, the calm never lasts. The open sea always holds the next test, urging orcas to continue their relentless journey. Within that cycle, they appear not only as leaders of their realm, but as symbols of endurance and unmatched adaptability. In the frigid waters of Antarctica, orcas display techniques so refined that scientists are amazed. One of their most striking tactics is wave washing, creating waves to break the ice where a seal is resting. The pod moves in unison, swimming side by side and powering forward together. A large surge hits, the ice tilts and breaks apart, and the animal slips into the ice-cold water, right where the orcas are waiting. This behavior is more than instinct. It is a skill passed down through generations, a distinct hunting culture. Each individual learns, practices, and improves, then moves as one. It shows that knowledge travels not only through genes, but through teaching and shared experience. Orcas do not stop at the waterline. In rare moments, they even slide onto shore to reach seals or sea lions basking in the sun. It is a calculated risk. If they misjudge it, they could be stranded. When it works, the orca pivots smoothly, secures the target, and glides back into the sea in a heartbeat. The speed and precision make the whole sequence feel like a dance. With groups of seals gathered on rocky beaches, the pod also uses a coordinated chase. As the seals rush into the water, thinking they've found a way out, dark shapes are already in position beneath the surface. Within minutes, the pursuit ends quietly. It is a clear sign that in the ocean, orca intelligence and cooperation leave almost no opening for rivals. For decades, the great white shark stood as the ultimate symbol of fear in the ocean. With a streamlined body, knife-like teeth, and bursts up to 25 miles per hour, it became a refined hunter shaped by hundreds of millions of years of evolution. Few species dared to face that power head-on. Yet in the modern era, a new contender has risen: the orca. They can reach up to 40 miles per hour, with a bite force many times greater than a great white. But their greatest advantage is intelligence and teamwork. Orcas understand how to use an opponent's weak points, even stripping away the great white's edge with a simple tactic, flipping the target belly up to trigger tonic immobility. In that moment, the former ruler of these waters loses all advantage. As seas once ruled by great whites become orca territory, this shift reflects more than raw power. It proves that strategy and cooperation can rewrite the ocean's rules. Instead of relying on instinct alone, orcas demonstrate command through planning and precision, a clear lesson in adaptation and evolution in the deep. Strength makes orcas formidable, but intelligence is what places them at the top. With a brain weighing nearly 15 pounds, among the largest in marine mammals, they solve problems, make plans, and coordinate in ways few species can match. They live in close family groups, using pod-specific dialects to communicate, creating a distinct culture beneath the waves. Their command comes not just from speed or bite force, but from experience passed across generations. Techniques like wave washing and coordinated maneuvers against sharks and large whales are remembered and practiced as a living legacy. That is why they are not only strong individuals, but communities with identity. Even so, the ocean is never a stage reserved for one species. In the deep, the sperm whale, immense and perceptive, remains a potential rival. And in Earth's ancient memory, legends like Megalodon remind us that power in the abyss can change. Even orcas cannot be complacent in a sea full of unanswered mysteries. For now, they hold the summit, a symbol of intelligence, instinct for survival, and constant adaptation. The question remains, will the future reveal a new successor? Or will orcas continue to write their own chapter of the sea? When we speak of the ocean's most dramatic encounters, the clash between orcas and humpbacks cannot be ignored. Unlike many species that yield quickly, humpbacks are courageous defenders. With pectoral fins reaching up to 16 feet, they can deliver powerful swings that make even a full-grown orca take caution. Humpbacks stand out with bodies weighing up to about 88,000 pounds, a distinctive arched back, and white patterns along the underside. Most of all, they are defined by a strong instinct to protect their calves. In many moments, not only the mother but other adults join in, forming a living shield around the young. They may rotate and create a circle to divide the hunter's focus. Orcas, using their insight, rarely choose a direct contest with a healthy adult. Instead, they look for calves, easier to isolate. Off Australia, some pursuits have stretched for hours, as the pod patiently works to separate a youngster from its mother's cover. Waves of pressure arrive in turns, and over time the mother's stamina begins to fade. At times, orcas even use deception. One may imitate the mother's motions, lifting the calf onto its back to gain a brief moment of trust. That opening allows the pod to reshape the encounter. When the sequence ends, the sea settles into soft, fading ripples. It is a reminder that even the bravest giants can be tested by patience and careful planning on the open water. Beneath that rough gray hide lies a strength powerful enough to withstand a storm. The elephant, a symbol of wisdom and authority, rules not by size alone, but by memory and unwavering determination. Yet even giants must sometimes fight to hold their ground. In a world where balance grows more fragile than ever, even the mighty must learn how to survive. Across the same open plains, two African giants occasionally cross paths, the elephant and the rhinoceros. Both are masters of their domains, driven by immense strength and territorial instinct. Encounters between them are rare, yet every meeting carries an undercurrent of tension. The rhinoceros wields a horn that can stretch up to 5 feet, strong enough to pierce tree bark or drive off smaller rivals. But when facing an elephant, it meets a far greater force. Standing up to 13 feet tall and weighing over 20,000 pounds, the elephant surpasses in both vision and judgment. As they draw near, the air thickens. Nature itself seems to hold its breath. Most often, the rhino backs away after a few moments of assessment. Yet sometimes instinct takes control, and both giants move forward. The elephant uses its tusks and trunk to assert dominance. A single shove can unbalance the rhino and push it back. Its size and composure give the elephant a commanding advantage. Such confrontations rarely last long. Once the rhinoceros recognizes the difference in power, it retreats on its own. Both usually part ways without serious harm. In a world where energy is life's most precious resource, true victory lies in knowing when to step back. When the sun scorches the land and dust covers every trace of life, the watering hole becomes the last refuge. Here, elephants and Cape buffalo, two giants of endurance, often find themselves face to face, not out of hostility, but for survival. On a sweltering afternoon, a female elephant leads her herd toward a small pool, only to find it already occupied by a group of buffalo. Neither side wishes to yield, only tense, unblinking stares. When the lead bull steps forward to challenge, the matriarch responds with calm yet commanding steps. The sheer weight of her presence sends a wave of unease through the herd of buffalo. The elephant dominates not only through strength, but through composure, a quiet force that commands respect. The buffalo are strong, but they understand the balance of power. As the tension rises, they finally retreat, leaving the precious water behind. In the wild, not every victory requires conflict. Sometimes authority is established through calm determination alone. Across endless golden plains, lions reign as symbols of power and strategy. But when they face the elephant, the giant of the savannah, every familiar hunting rule changes. A single step weighing thousands of pounds can make the ground tremble, and one swing of the trunk is enough to make a pride hesitate. When a pride spots a wandering calf, they do not rush in. Each lion spreads out, circling and watching. Yet one call from the mother elephant changes everything. The massive matriarch surges forward, ears flared wide, a warning signal that ripples through the air. In that moment, the lion's coordinated plan collapses, and instinct tells them to retreat. Without claws or fangs made for attack, elephants protect their own with memory, unity, and determination. Within the herd, every member forms a link in a flawless system, where a mother's defense becomes an unbreakable shield. But as the sun sinks low and the herd moves through the grasslands, danger still lingers. A weak, injured, or separated elephant may one day become a target. In the game of survival, peace lasts only until instinct awakens. The savannah holds no hatred, only the quiet law of nature, where courage and motherhood stand as the final walls against the coming dark. As the dry season tightens its grip on the plains, the last remaining pools become havens for silent ambushers. The crocodile, hidden beneath still waters, waits patiently for the moment a massive shadow draws near. When the surface ripples, a few small waves spread outward, and suddenly the calm is shattered. The crocodile's strike is as quick as lightning, but its opponent is no ordinary prey. In an instant, the elephant twists its entire body, releasing a deep, resonant roar across the lake, a sound of dominance that throws the crocodile off balance. With more than 20,000 pounds of power and precise reflexes, the elephant unleashes immense pressure, forcing the ambusher to retreat into the murky depths. At times, the crocodile fails to escape, caught by the elephant's trunk or heavy steps, and its struggle comes to an end. It reminds us that in nature, the line between predator and ruler can vanish with a single misstep. Yet victory is never absolute. Young elephants, small, curious, and often wandering, sometimes stray too far from the herd's protection. When that happens, the darkness beneath the water may turn into destiny. It is the harsh but fair rhythm of nature, where every creature, no matter how strong, must learn to respect the boundaries of survival. When the mating season arrives, tension spreads through the elephant herd. Males enter a phase known as must, when hormones surge, leaving them restless and quick to challenge. It is the time when every bull seeks to prove his strength, and only the mightiest earns the chance to approach a female. Clashes between bulls are brief but intense. They lock tusks, push, and grapple with tremendous force. Roars echo across the plains, dust rises into the air, and sometimes a single slip or loss of footing decides the outcome. Both understand that prolonging the fight would only waste energy, the most precious resource in the harsh, dry season. The victor is not just the stronger one, but the one who controls his temper and reads his opponent's intent. Restraint, combined with wisdom gained over years, allows him to secure dominance without destruction. As the sun sets, calm returns to the battlefield. The strongest bulls stand silently beside the females, while the defeated step back into the quiet, each knowing that in nature, power is proven not only through force, but through control. Across the vast savanna, packs of African wild dogs move like the wind, agile, relentless, and perfectly synchronized. Their cooperative hunts can overwhelm even larger animals. But when they cross paths with elephants, everything changes. A pack of about 10 dogs spots a young elephant trailing behind its herd. They spread out in a wide arc, a formation that has brought down antelope and even buffalo before. But the moment danger is sensed, the mother elephant lets out a deep, commanding call. Her massive frame charges forward, and the pack instantly scatters. The difference in size leaves the wild dogs with no way to approach an adult elephant. Instead, they rely on speed and agility to escape. When the pack lingers too close or attempts to provoke, the mother will chase them relentlessly, not out of anger, but from a pure, instinctive drive to protect her calf. In her world, there is no room for risk, not even for a second. Along the winding rivers of the African plains, the hippopotamus rules the water. With its massive jaws and fiery temper, it commands respect from nearly every creature nearby. But when the elephant arrives, the balance of power instantly shifts. A fully grown hippo can weigh up to 8,000 pounds, its jaws capable of inflicting serious damage on many predators. Yet when a towering elephant approaches the riverbank, the herd of hippos often pauses to reassess its territory. The elephant does not come to conquer. It comes to survive, searching for water in the harsh dryness of the season. When the two giants face each other, the air grows heavy with tension. In that still moment, the elephant's calm presence contrasts sharply with the hippo's impulsive nature. The advantage always leans toward the elephant. Hippos know this and often choose to withdraw, despite their fierce instinct to defend their domain. Perhaps it is wisdom passed down through generations, a reminder that sometimes yielding is also a form of survival. Though direct clashes are rare, every encounter remains a powerful display of dominance and restraint. The wind stills, and the forest sinks into a cold, fading dusk. Across the snow, the grizzly's footprints remain, proof of strength and endurance in the wild. It has survived hunger, reclaimed its territory, and proven an unyielding instinct to endure. But its journey is far from over. New challenges await as the ice begins to melt once more. If you love stories of power and balance in nature, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next chapter in the journey of Earth's most resilient creatures.